one of the dumbest things I've ever done in my life. First of all, I'm just sitting thinking. I'm not thinking after reading. I'm just thinking raw-ass thoughts. These aren't good thoughts. These are just things I'd normally be too distracted by TV to think. And they were real dumb. And that was heartbreaking. It was. I always thought if I just sat and thought I'd come up with a theory or something. And I was just sitting there like, oh my God, all of these things are dumb. Am I dumb? Is this how dumb people find out? Because that last thing was real dumb and I'm the only one talking. That's what happens when you sit with your thoughts. But I knew I had to take a break. I knew it because I got to the point where I wasn't sure if I knew who I was when there wasn't a screen in front of my face. You know? Because I know it sounds bad to say, but there's an online me and there's an in-person me. And I know it sounds fake to say that, but it's true. You know? And I'm scared that the online version is better. I am. Because online, I try to educate people, you know? I take up for people that I don't know. I fight for causes that I believe in. But in real life, I saw my friend Sean get jumped, and I was like, he probably did something. I don't see how that's my business, you know? Honestly, it wouldn't be three of them if he didn't do it, if he didn't deserve it, you know? In fact, let me turn around. I don't like him screaming my name like that. I don't want to be involved. You know? Online, I try to educate people that I feel like are being ignorant. But you know what I don't do in real life? Read. Like, I don't know where I get off talking down to people. Because I got a keyboard in front of me. Online, I tell people I don't know to keep following their dream. Okay? I tell them that they can do it. I don't know if they can do it. I keep telling them that they can do it, okay? And in real life, I gave a street performer money to stop. I was online. And I saw this guy making fun of this kid for being too skinny because he posted a workout video. And there was this big dude making fun of him, right? And so I told him, hey, if you want to get your ass beat, come to this address. And in real life, I gave him my buddy Sean's address. You know what I mean? Like, how was I supposed to know he's going to be two other people? That's just unfair. Because I'm also relearning how to be in the world. You know, I was awkward before, but I'm insufferable now. I am almost a year out of practice from being weird. Like, I go on walks, and I remember I left the house for this walk, right? And while I was on it, I bumped into a guy. And we bumped into each other hard because we both just weren't paying attention. And when I bumped into him, I immediately whipped around to apologize. But when I turned around, he was standing there, and a gun had fallen out of his waistband. And so I looked at the gun, and I looked at him. And he looked at the gun, and he looked at me. And here's the thing, I was raised in the South, right? So I was raised to be polite. I was raised to, you know, make people feel comfortable, be affable and everything. So out of pure instinct, I knelt down to pick up this man's gun. And about halfway down, I was like, let me not put my fingerprints on this loose gun. He doesn't even have a holster. I am sure he is going to do something illegal with this gun. And so I just stood back up, and then he knelt down, and he picked it up, and he put it back in his waistband. And we just stared at each other. And then I went, evening. in my life. Evening, sir. I don't know why, but I felt like if I skipped, he wouldn't shoot me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a moving target. So, as I was on a walk, and pinching butts is that old lady sexual harassment that nobody cares about, you know? Even if I tell people, like, she got me, all right? They're like, well, she's 85. You should have been faster, okay? Honestly, just move. But she did. She pinched my butt and then whispered in my ear, you firm like my mattress. It's like, oh, my God. Oh, my God. I am going to leave. And so I left, and I don't know how, but she got my number. I think she got it out of my buddy's phone when he wasn't paying attention. And she has been sending me non-stop thirst traps, okay? But they're granny thirst traps, so it's just pictures of food that she cooked. But still, there is innuendo involved, you know? She sent me a picture of a cobbler and then texted me under it, I could break you off some if you want to come on through. I was like, I am going to throw my phone in the river. I hate this way more than I love my phone. I just want people to be happy. I feel like we can be happy if we get out of our own way. Like, I have friends who are dating, trying to date in New York and stuff, and especially my female friends will talk to me about their troubles trying to date in, like, metropolitan city, trying to date in the age of the apps and everything. And I even had one friend, she came to me with this list, and it was the list of everything that she wanted in a guy, you know? And I told her honestly, because I care about her, I need you to take that list and throw it in the trash, all right? Burn it if you have to, if that will help you forget the memory. I'll tell you right now, there's only 3 things. There's only 3 attributes that you could hope for in a guy that you're gonna make a partner. There's only 3. You need to pick 2, okay? You need to pick 2 of those 3. Whichever 2 you can live with. And move on, because you're not gonna get all 3. I hate it for you, but it's not gonna happen. I'll go over them right now. There's good dick, good person, got his shit together. You need to pick 2 of those 3. Whichever 2 work for you, and move on. And if he has 1, leave. Don't let a 1 ruin your life. Just 1? Honestly, I have friends complain to me about their 1s, and I'm falling asleep listening to the story because it's just boring. It's like, well, you told me you had 1 to begin with, so what are we really talking about? If he's just a good person, doesn't have good dick, doesn't have his shit together, just a good person, that's a friend. Like, that's... Y'all can hang out on the weekends, go to museums. I don't know why you're trying to force more, you know? If he's just good dick. Just good dick. Not a good person. Doesn't have his shit together. Just good dick. That's literally a dildo. That's what a dildo is for. Why are you stressed out? Make a mold of his dick in his sleep and leave. Nobody puts their vibrator back in the drawer like, you forgot my birthday. Like, that's... It's not gonna happen if you treat it like what it's for. Because you're not going to get all three. And I hate it for you. I really do. Sincerely. And every time I have this conversation with my friends, sometimes they get upset. Not every time. Sometimes they do get upset. And they're like, no. No, he has all three. No. No, he has all three. I know it. I feel it. I feel it here and here and here. No. He has all three. If you really think he has all three, he's going to kill you. All right? That is a murderer putting on a facade, okay? I'm sure all 33 women thought Ted Bundy had all three, you know? Seemed like, no, Ted, it's just nice, you know? It's just nice to meet a guy that, like, has his shit together as a lawyer and everything and, like, knows his way around the bedroom, knows how to listen. Why are you looking at me like that? Oh, like, that's how it went every time. You want to know what bothers me? What really upsets me? What even scares me a little bit? I don't know which two I am. Because I don't get to decide, you know? That's another person's decision about me. I'm scared I'm going to be laying back with my girl